I misspelled Intellivision once in one of my videos, but you know what? I don't work there. Hello humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. The quality assurance problems continue at Intellivision. And this is very worrisome. Now, I've been talking about this issue, this specific issue, for a year now. And a lot of things that, if you go back in the video that I predicted to you, happen. And it's just not that I'm psychic or anything like that, but in quality, when you don't do these things, when you don't handle quality properly, these things happen, right? So once again, Intellivision embarrasses themselves by having product that hasn't been double checked. It's easy as that no QC was performed. Now, the purpose of this video is not to criticize, John Alvarado, because it really is not his fault. And let me tell you why. Asking for example, a programmer, somebody that's familiar with software, asking them to be an expert also at the hardware with no experience is like asking a portrait painter to paint your house over a weekend. He's very familiar with paint, but he doesn't paint houses, right? Just because you work on software doesn't mean you can make hardware, and just because you might be familiar with hardware a little bit doesn't mean you have experience in quality. These are all different jobs. The job of quality is really a check and balance, right? So think of quality maybe as Congress to a president, right? The legislative body to a president to say, hey, hold on a minute, let's double check things before we move forward with X, Y, or Z. Now, this problem has been in the company now for over a year, I think, is when I made the first video, when I noticed that something was amiss with their process. And that was, I believe, when the console was sent out to Dubai, and at that point, John Alvarado was working on it before it left. Now, the reason I'm not going to blame him is because really quality has to come from the top. The CEO really has to set the drumbeat for the quality system in the company. There are certain companies, if I ask you, can you think of a CEO that you think of when you think about a quality product? I'm sure there's a couple that come to mind. But what makes them different than other CEOs is they put quality at the top of their list when it comes to making their products. And that permeates throughout the organization because quality is everybody's job, right? It's in the culture of the company. It doesn't matter who the CEO is, they need to lay the foundations of what the company's vision is. But quality is very, very essential to any organization. If you're working in a place that doesn't have a quality management system, that doesn't have a quality manager, that doesn't have processes established, right? Things that you're able to inspect and reject at any point, you're going to be in trouble, right? You're going to be in trouble, and usually at the worst time possible, as I told you a year or so ago, whenever that was, right? And once again, you see the mistakes here at the worst particular time, especially when you know you're under the microscope. You know you're under the microscope, and you still can't help stepping on your toes. That's worrisome for this organization. Now, am I wishing them that they don't succeed? No, absolutely not. I want my wood grain. But when you don't do things the standard way, failure is always the outcome, right? There's a reason why quality has been around since, quality as we know it now has been around since the 1920s, perfected around World War II. Some of the same manufacturing standards that we developed then we're still using now. They're military standards. And this company doesn't have a culture of quality, right? And it's because they don't have anybody there qualified to do it. It's not John Alvarado's job to double check these things before he puts them on, even though he is actually putting the package together. And that's part of the problem. But that's ingrained now in the organization. If they would have worked on this from the very beginning, you wouldn't have a problem now. But now you have misspellings on your stickers. Among other things, you had ding in the boxes. He was blaming himself for not taking out, for example, the stickers off the covers so that way they wouldn't look scratch on screen like they did, right? And he shouldn't be doing that, right? There's no organizational discipline there. This is very, very worrying for a company that's been doing now actively this for 3 years, and you don't have this down. And you have allegedly 6-figure employees. I don't know how many are left because a lot of them are leaving, and we're going to talk about that in our next video. But you don't need somebody high salary to do this. You need them probably to establish the processes, right? But these are standard practices, guys. Standard manufacturing practices when you're building prototypes. And they don't have the experience to get it right. There is nobody there, absolutely no one, that has this expertise. Now, with this, I can tell you for a fact that they don't, right? Because now you have twice they've done the same process and it's uncontrolled. He doesn't have a set of work instructions. He's actually doing it himself. And that's a problem, right? That's a problem. When you're building a prototype, say your engineer is coming up with an idea and he's trying to build something, and then finally he gets it to where he wants it, right? At that point, work instructions are written on how the product is to be handled, how it is to be inspected, what it should look like. And when it comes to these projects, you always do a first article, right? This is the prototype first article. That's what we call it. And what you do in the first article is you check everything, right? Actually, somebody sits down and checks every single part of the assembly, right? And even those parts of those assembly, those components are actually inspected on their own, right? So you do first article after first article after first article until you build the full assembly. And every process has a work instruction, right? So if somebody shows up to work tomorrow and they want to build a controller, they want to assemble it, for example, all they have to do is sit down, somebody trains them to the work instruction that already has been made on how to assemble this thing, and there you go. And if they have a question, they can go back, right, and read their work instruction. After that, when they're finished, it goes to inspection. Inspection has a work instruction on how to inspect that product, right? That's a controlled process. We're able to look at something and reject it if it's not up to par. Here we have a one-man operation. He said he wears many hats, right? You can't do that in quality. Quality, it's a separation of church and state, right? It's like having the Congress and the president. Quality control is there to protect you from failure, right? Especially public failure in this case, right? But the quality control process is there so your products don't go out to the customer in a way that are not going to meet their expectations. Because once that product gets returned to you, you never get a second chance to make a first impression, number one. Number two, it's going to cost you more money because now it's a return. And quality is always that, devil's advocate. Let me look at it. Let's double check it. Is it to the specifications, right? Is it to the standards? It's not. You filmed something where you had dings in the box, you had an unprepared console, you had stickers with the wrong spelling on them. Whenever you make stickers, I'm pretty sure everybody's familiar with this, they'll send you a proof and you need to sign it so they print them out. Hopefully it's just a computer printout, right? The problem is that, you're getting free labor, right? Because you're getting the quality done by the internet, but at the same time they're roasting you and your reputation keeps going down for not having a quality product. That's very embarrassing. And it's really a shame because to many Intellivision fans, well, let me qualify that. Many Intellivision fans in the old man cringe community really like this aesthetic, right? It's reminiscing of the Wii U a little bit, but it's a shame that these problems still persist today. And something that should have been solved months ago, if not years ago.
New videos every Monday and Sunday. Thank you for joining me on another episode of the Gen X Gamer. Remember to like and subscribe, click that notification bell, and remember, never ever be afraid to be happy. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.